Hi, and welcome to Debbie's Rusty Brush. I'm Deborah Straight. I'm the owner and artist here. Today we're going to upcycle a thrifted bread box. So we're going to turn this plain, sad little bread box into a gorgeous farmhouse inspired bread box that anybody would be happy to put in their farmhouse inspired kitchen. If you like these kind of videos, hit the little subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and hit the bell notification so you get notified anytime I upload a video. Now we're going to hop right on over into this makeover. Okay, so I am going to start by just taking off the handle that's on here. I'm going to be replacing it. It is a really pretty leaf handle, but it doesn't really go with the aesthetic that I'm going for. So I'm just going to replace it with this little black brass knob. Then I'm going to take my Clorox wipes and I'm going to give this box a good clean inside and out. I do like using these Clorox wipes for anything that I'm going to be doing that it will have food around it. I just really like the disinfecting aspect of these wipes, and they're simple and easy to grab and use. Now we're just going to go in with some 220 sandpaper and give it a quick scuff sand just to get the shine off of the areas that we're going to paint. Now I am going to be painting the inside of this box. As you can tell, it's a little discolored on the bottom. A lot of these, when you buy them secondhand, will have that discoloration, and the best way that I have found to take care of that is to go ahead and clean it really well, sand it, and to paint it. Then I grabbed another Clorox wipe and I gave it another good clean to get all the sanding dust off. Now I'm going in with some Rust-oleum in linen white, and I'm just getting my first coat put on here. You know, this big round brush might not be the best choice to use on this. It was clean, and so I'm using it. But it does make it a little hard to get down into the corners and the grooves on this box. It's doable, but you have to work at it. So just doing a quick first coat inside and outside on this box. Now we're going to be doing the second coat, and as you can tell, I only filmed just little bits of these coats. I am only going to do 2 coats because I will be distressing. If you want to not distress your project with this white, you would probably need 3 coats. As you can tell, I'm going the opposite direction that I went the first time, and that helps fill in any voids or areas and brush strokes. And then I would sand it between the second coat and the third coat. In my case, I am just going to sand to distress. And here we are with the 220 sandpaper again, and I'm just using a little sanding sponge, and I'm going in where natural wear and tear would be. I like a little bit heavier distress, so anywhere where it could have used a third coat, I'm just going to go in and give it a quick sand there, and bring back some wood in those areas, and that takes care of not needing that third coat. And then the rest is just any place natural wear and tear on the corners, on the edges, right around where the handle will go. Those places I will give extra distressing, just because that would be a normal wear and tear area. Now I am using my hairdryer to blow the sanding dust out of this box. That is the best thing that I have found to get the dust out of the inside. If you wipe it down, you reactivate the paint and then you wet distress. And I don't want that to happen, so I'm just blowing the dust out with my hairdryer. And I'm wanting to make sure that I'm getting those edges really well. I want the box to open and close extremely well. I wasn't having a problem with that, but I just wanted to make sure that I had any buildup that can happen in those areas to be sanded down smooth. All right, now I'm putting on a transfer, and this says welcome to the farm, and they've got these chickens down below, and I'm just going to put it on where I want and then rub with the applicator stick. Now, you should clear coat between the paint and the transfer. I did not. I a lot of times do not. You want to let your paint dry really well and then go ahead and do this, but it will take a little longer to add the transfer. As you can tell, I'm having a little bit of problem getting the transfer to start to come off. I'm having to rub really hard. Part of that is that I don't have a clear coat. Part of it is I didn't wait quite long enough before adding the transfer. You can avoid any of this issue by just putting a clear coat on between the paint and the transfer. But that's an extra step, and quite frankly, I typically don't do that. But the transfers do call for it, and so if you don't want any chance of having your transfer fail, you would actually do the transfers the way that the product says to do them. Now here shortly you will notice an extra set of hands come in here and help me hold my box. I'm trying to hold my box at an angle so that you guys can get a good view of me putting the transfer on, and my husband thought that I needed a couple extra pair of hands to help steady the box. So here in just a second you will see, oh, there they are. Those hands come in and give me some help. He's getting ready to take off, but he just stepped right in there and gave me an assist, and I greatly appreciated that. Sometimes trying to get an angle where you guys can see with the setup that I've got is not always easy. So this was really helpful on his part. Okay, now I've got Dixie Belle clear in flat, and I'm going to go ahead and put my clear coat on. I am going to go ahead and clear coat the entire box inside and out, top and bottom. I will put 2 coats on the entire box, and I personally put a 3rd coat on the front because it will get the most wear and tear, and I want to make sure that those transfers are good and sealed in. And now I'm just going to put this knob on and the box will be finished. I personally will go back and do a wax coat as well because I like the way wax looks. All right, so here is our bread box. It went from just a plain brown bread box to this farmhouse inspired bread box. I did go ahead and paint the inside so everything matches. It is distressed in areas that it would see normal wear and tear, and you can do that step or not do that step. I did do 2 coats of paint on this. If you wanted it to not be distressed, you probably would have had to have done a 3rd coat, at least in certain areas. So again, if you enjoy these videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.